All right, peace and love, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Let me see. All right, hope that you've been enjoying your day so far. And apologies, wasn't able to get you a forecast last week. I got a lot of things going on, but it's going to be well worth the wait. And so I like to say happy soul return to my Virgos. And as we're coming to a close for Virgo season, um, you all had a lot of different experiences, and we're about to experience the sun take a fall. Peace and love, 305 Capricorn. Good to see you. Let's see. So we have right off the bat. So this is again Virgo season, and we're about to transition from this season, and it's been a good one. At least for me, I've been actually able to get a lot of things done. Um, and hopefully you all will be able to reap the benefits because that's what this season is about. Um, Reaping the rewards. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the chart. Give me 1 second. All right. Let's go ahead and pull up the chart. All right. So we got the chart up. All right. So this is what we got to start off. You can see the sun here in Virgo. So it's at 27 degrees. It's about to leave soon. So once we reach 30, 29, 30, we're going to actually shift into Libra. So today, Tuesday, filled with a lot of opportunities, filled with a lot of different things that you can accomplish. But I asked the question, will you be able to see them? And it's not only about seeing them, it's about capitalizing on those opportunities that you have. So we have the sun in Virgo. We also have Venus in Virgo. All right, and it's about to transition into Libra. So we're getting prepared as far as the sun is at the apex of this chart. This is your career, all right, or the midheaven. Um, and I like to look at the moon right now. The moon is in Cancer, all right, 28 degrees, and it's making a trine down to Neptune. All right, so we have a lunar trine. The moon is connecting with Neptune, in watery uh, signs. Peace and love, Sandy Burrow. Good to see you. So we automatically have this issue that's brewing. And that's why I posed a question. Yes, it's a week filled with opportunities, or I should say a cycle filled with opportunities, but will you be able to see them and then seize them? Is because this moon in Cancer connection with Neptune retrograde and Pisces is actually giving you the feeling of unworthiness. And some of you are feeling the unworthiness of these opportunities that is presented to you by the universe. So this is actually a question that you have to ask yourself: why are you feeling these, feelings? And it doesn't help when the moon is actually opposed Pluto. So Pluto is here in Capricorn, and it's in the house of wealth. It's in your earned resources, the way you earn resources. And Pluto likes to, use power to gain resources, and put in a lot of work in Capricorn. So some of you don't feel that you actually are putting in enough work to receive this gift from the universe. Peace and love, Natalie. Good to see you. It's been a while. We got to connect soon. um and so that's what this is all about. This is all about you feeling unworthy, um and you feel like you haven't actually earned this reward, or these opportunities given to you at this time. Now, when you look at that, Pluto is still retrograde in Capricorn, second house. You also dealing with, on top of all of this, trying to learn how to um, allow yourself to flow with other people that's coming in and out of your life. And this could be within a community or your everyday experiences within your own inner circle, or even with siblings. But it's this constant reminder that no matter the situation, you're always going to have to deal with this obstacle. Okay, you're always going to be confronted with obstacles in life. And this is Priapus. All right, this is the shaft. All right, you're still learning the lessons of dealing with people, Some people got different scams or schemes they dealing, and sometimes they don't reveal them right off the back, what their agenda is, and it's always going to come to light, whether it's now or later. So Saturn is also there, so you actually have to learn boundaries within these groups that you form, or the relationships that you form within the groups. So you always got to learn how to create those boundaries. So you're dealing with all of these opportunities on top of these lessons that you still have to learn. So also, when you're talking about Vesta here, in Aquarius as well, you're still dealing with the lessons of learning of how to deal with people and how to discern. Um, on top of that, you're dealing with, now we're in the fourth house. You got Juno retrograde. So when it comes to relationships, the ideal relationships that you want or partner, now that is an issue as well. So you're not seeing that this person is panning out how you thought they would be subconsciously. Um, and how you actually imagine them being is not adding up, and that could be because you have some ideals that are out of harmony or out of sync, because you got Neptune retrograde in the fourth house, and this is dealing with those patterns that was forged when you were a child. So a lot of the things that you expect this person to be, or how things should go in the relationship, is actually not aligned with what actually is. So you're dealing with all these opportunities of wealth here, um, wealth here in the second and eighth house, shared resources, but not feeling deserving of these opportunities. Then dealing with Jupiter retrograde in Aries, Chiron retrograde in Aries, and Eris, just trouble surrounding childhood, surrounding children or adult relationships. So not being able to play and have fun at this time, or playing at the wrong time, is actually um, is a cause to how you're feeling, the way you're feeling. So it's all in alignment, because you still got the North Node in Taurus, all right, retrograde. So this is where you're headed, and it's still to a line of service. Okay, so you're gonna be working regardless, and this is where Uranus is also mixing things up in Taurus, and so a lot of this is coming from self. So we're dealing with the first through six houses, and you're still dealing with self initiated lessons that you have to learn. So this is what you signed up for. This is what's going on today. So Tuesday is a very favorable day today, and even tonight, to make those connections with others, to gain more insight to the opportunities that's around you. But you're going to be dealing with all these lessons here. All right, so that's for Tuesday. Now let's look at Wednesday. As you can see, the moon is in Leo. All right, and the moon is in Leo. So we have this sextile taking place here with the moon in Leo, 10 degrees, and then you have uh, Mars and Gemini at this point. And so this is giving you a sextile relationship. So I'll talk about that shortly, but I definitely want to talk about this trine. Um, the moon in Leo trine in Jupiter in Aries. So remember, Jupiter is retrograde, and Jupiter likes to expand and bring a lot of fortune and gifts, but you got to ask yourself the question: are you prepared and are you ready to receive these gifts and these opportunities? Because if you can't manage, or you've been having trouble with the little things, you're not going to get bigger things. So trouble in that adult childhood relationship, you're asking for better relationships. Well, here's the test. Okay, Chiron here, the wounded healer, definitely needs to visit those early childhood traumas and actually share them, those experiences with others, so they can heal. And the healing takes place. And this is where that trine will activate the greater gift, okay, that I like to see. Because when trouble, Eris is there like that, this is like no one is going to tell Eris or tell you in this matter what to do or how to do it. So this is all about, can you handle these opportunities being thrown your way with what you have. So this is actually what's taking place on Wednesday. And actually Let's look at the seventh house. We have Mars in Gemini. This is actually the war with words, or the war of the mind. But uh, globally, or I should say around the world, today is a day marked by let me see if I can pull it up. UN. The UN has marked this day as the day of international peace. So let me stop screen. Let me pull this up here. Let me share this with you here. So this is International Day of Peace on Wednesday, a day of communication. Mars is in Gemini, so um, we're dealing with, the way that we speak, and this is them engaging in war. This is on the UN.org, right on their website. International Day of Peace, September 21st. Now, this is coming a day before the transition into the Libra season, so keep that in mind. All right, so the 2022 theme for this Day of Peace, International Day of Peace, is to end racism, and build peace. All right, now, for those of you who are not aware, like some of others on the stream and who will watch this later, we know that racism is a ploy. We know that racism is a tool that was created to throw you off the real uh, scenario, and we're going to talk about that. So I'm just read this real quick. Each year, the International Day of Peace is observed around the world on the 21st of September. The UN General Assembly has declared this as a day devoted to strengthening the ideals of peace through observing 24 hours of nonviolence and ceasefire. Now, Libra season is all about ideals. It's all about air signs. It's all about peace and negotiating. It's all about taking two opposite sides and bringing them together to the negotiating table. So that's what this is about. You have on the seventh house, again, Gemini, Mars and Gemini. So it's about ceasefire, and this is what they're saying. But achieving true peace entails much more than laying down arms. It requires the building of societies where all members feel that they can flourish. It involves creating a world in which people are treated equally, regardless of their race. Now, again, we care nothing about the race game that they've created, because that's not something that is the true matter or the true heart of the matter. So this is another ploy, okay? Um, Say for example, this is, well, it's not example, this is actually what's happening. They create an agenda, or they do colorful acts, and then instead of curing these acts, they create more treatment for the acts instead of actually curing the problem that they actually started. The reason why, or one reason why, is because they benefit financially from creating treatment for the problem. They don't benefit from just ending the problem. So that would be common sense, but they don't do that. Now, continuing with the article, as Secretary General Antonio Gutierrez has said, racism continues to poison institutions, social structures, and everyday life in every society. It continues to be a driver of persistent inequality, and it continues to deny people their fundamental human rights. It destabilizes society, undermines democracies, erodes the legitimacy of governments, and the linkages between racism and gender inequality are unmistakable. Again, we care less about no racism. That's something that they created as an argument for you to argue. That's not the true heart of the matter. The heart of the matter is birthright theft. And this should be a day not of ending racism, but ending birthright theft, which they have stolen our birthright here in this Al-Moroccan empire. And not just ours, but other people's birthright around the world. So if you see this highlighted word democracies, that's a key word for you to realize that that is something as a way to recognize that these are the enemy to humanity, because democracy is not for the people, is not by the people. it is actually a few of the elites who are ruling in a democratic system. Okay, so that is not for us, not created by us, it's not ran by us. All right, so that's your key word, or one of them. Now, again, it's birthright theft. And so the 21st of September, as International Day of Peace, should be not to end racism, but end birthright theft and colonization. That's the true heart of the matter. And then it also goes on to say, as conflicts continue to erupt across the globe, causing people to flee. Why are they fleeing? Well, we have seen race-based discrimination at borders. Okay, again, they go with this race talk. It's not race, it's birthright theft. Having people flee their land as their lands are being escheated and stolen in law. As the jab keeps attacking our communities, we have seen how certain racial groups have been hit much harder than others. As economies suffer, we have seen hate speech and violence directed at racial minorities. Again, our people are not minorities anywhere around the world. We are the majority. Okay, it is the few that is running the world, so they're the true minority. That's how they play on or use semantics or use keywords that people don't take into consideration. But it has nothing, again, to do with race. It has nothing to do with minorities. It has everything to do with birthright theft. We all have a role to play in fostering peace and tackling racism in a crucial way to contribute. We can work to dismantle the structures that entrench racism in our midst. We can support movements for equality and human rights everywhere. Now, human rights, you want to talk about human rights when you don't address the issue of birthright theft and birthrights. So when you talk about human rights and you have people classified as non-human, or dead in the eyes of the law, you can't get true remedy or solution. So it's all a front, it's all a lie. You gotta read between the lines. And so um, I'll leave this here for you all. I'll put a link in the chat as well. But this is for you all to continue to read, and you guys can do your research on this and realize that when the UN is calling for International Day of Peace, you actually realize they're actually not calling for peace, because curing a stimulated problem is not going to bring peace. It's going to bring more profit, and it's going to bring more confusion. And that's not what we need. We need things to be balanced, and that's what Libra season is about. So I'll leave that in the chat. So we'll continue. Um, let me see. Now let's go back to the chart. And that's, again, that's just for the UN day. Here we go. So now when we look at, that's for Wednesday, we see again Moon in Leo trining, and then you also have this aspect here. Now let's go. This is the day before. This is Thursday. Yes. Sandy Burrow says, throw us off the real agenda. Exactly. So when we look at Thursday, this is where the fall equinox begins. Okay. And this is where the sun begins to fall. And if you know anything about the sun, it doesn't like to necessarily be in Libra. That's when it falls. And so this is the fall equinox, and you need to observe this time, because this is actually where the elite likes to do little rituals and different things around the transitioning of the seasons. Peace and love, future hoops. Good to see you. So this is actually where we'll have the moon in the ninth, okay, making that sextile to the Mars and Gemini in the seventh. So when it comes to taking a risk, this is where, because you're dealing with Gemini, we're dealing with duality. When you're taking or attempting to negotiate or take risk in contractual or relationship agreements, you want to look at both sides. That's the duality of it. And this is actually where later on you're going to have to really look at this T square that's forming. So you got the moon here is going to be squaring um, Uranus in Taurus and Saturn in Aquarius. So this is fixed signs. It's going to be squaring with peace of love, Keo Wamori. Future Hoop says I was working. Oh wow, I think you meant watching your last live, my brother. You asked about CBDC. It's the central banking digital system that's supposed to be live either this year or next year. I mentioned. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, I'll save that. What I actually think about that because I'm glad you mentioned that in the last live, but we're going to talk about that in the upcoming live, along with the Chicago Act. But yep, I'll definitely answer that, respond to that. And I got something that I want to share about that. Um, but again, this fixed T square that we have taken place, this is dealing with uh, you having discipline. And Saturn again is retrograde, so this is an opportunity to become more disciplined. And Uranus is all about shaking things up here in the sixth house. So will you go along with the flow? And again, this is also a part of the path. It's a part of the journey because the North Node, that's where we're headed. So yes, you're going to want to really learn and dive deep in philosophy, but you're also going to want to use some of that, apply some of the philosophy you've been learning when it comes to making these contracts. So the question is, will you be disciplined enough? And then also, will you uh, be, willing and able to go with the flow? Because you're dealing with fixed sign energy. Aquarius is a fixed sign, Taurus is a fixed sign. So this is sometimes when you have your heart set on things being a certain way, I'm not going to bend. So will you be able to do that on Thursday? Let's look ahead on Friday. Okay, and this is where we have the sun in Libra. All right, the sun is entering in Libra. We got Maki Maki in Libra, and we got Hameya in Libra. So it's all creative energy, all creative power for you to network, but it's challenging your ability to handle resources. Okay, this is your shadow self when it comes to managing resources. The way that you're thinking right now is emotional. You know, so it's in a square. So will you take those uh, creative images, okay, that you're forming, and then be able to use them and apply them to this eighth house here? That's going to be a challenge for you on Friday. And it's all about building for the long term. So Maki Maki is about building for the long term. So the people that you're building with in the past, will you build with them in the future? That's the question. This is what's going to be raised here on Friday. And this can turn out to a lucrative opportunity when you have all three of these great builders here in the 11th house with the sun moving into that. So you really got to be careful with who you choose to build with in the future because it's definitely going to make or break. Okay, that's what we're looking at. All right, so on Saturday, let's look at Saturday. Out of all the days of the week, I would say Saturday, I would take that as a day to rest and or just take a self-care day. Okay, I would take this day as a self-care day because you got Mercury about to transition and is about to come out of retrograde soon. But I would actually take this as a self-care day. South Node and Scorpio. Yeah, I would take this as a self-care day. And let's see. So on Sunday, we got a new moon. So the moon has just transitioned into Libra at 0 degrees. The sun is at 2 degrees. Mercury will join shortly, but we have this new moon taking place. All right. And this is, I would like to say you don't have enough information at this point to move forward, especially if you're trying to switch careers. If you're trying to make a transition from one thing to the next, you don't have enough light because the moon is dark, so you can't really see right now. And if the moon reflects light from the sun, it's not that much that you can see at this time when it comes to that career or when it comes to a big project that you're working on. So I would actually take my time on that. And then on top of this new moon, you have this opposition taking place with uh, the moon opposing Jupiter and Neptune. So when it comes to your ideals and when people can get a little judgmental, this is where you want to actually take a break. So Saturday and Sunday, I would take my breaks then and there. And when things really start getting tough, this is where Capricorn, because I would look towards someone who has been there, or has that about advice to give that's wise. This is from, the first house. This is one of the power houses that we're looking at. They can offer some wisdom that you may have not considered, but then also is retrograde, so you're not taking everything as a fact because it's still your journey. So that's the favor in this all. You still have to walk your own journey as you get the advice from others. All right. So I would say on Sunday, Saturdays, take your rest day or self care day. Sunday, seek advice, seek help, or think outside the box to get things done. Um, this is like the energy with some people who just arrived at a certain point, but they project and make it seem like they've been there the whole entire time and they look down on you. So I would actually take advice from all sides and just take what is useful for you on that day. All right, so let's look at some the tarot, and I also am going to do the um, archangel cards as well. So we're going to see how that pans out. No problem, Future Hoops. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so let's look at. Oh, all right. Okay, so for my Virgo, we're about to transition. For my Virgos, oh, hold up, let me make this. Okay, for my Virgos, we got the Moon card, and this is reverse. So, again, when you see this card, this is like think of Sirius as well. This is not just the Moon. This is Sirius as well. You're dealing with water energy, so if you guys can see that, you're dealing with water energy. The water is right underneath. Okay, so this is reflective. But when it's reversed like this is where we're dealing with falsehood, lies, deceit, deception, secrets, even. Okay, or this could be your mind playing tricks on you. So where you're thinking things are a certain way, but it's actually not. That's something deeply rooted in your subconscious, and this is what you need to reflect on. This can even lead to, those emotions can lead to irrational thoughts. So water deals with the emotions. So when the emotions are disturbed, it throws off everything. So most of your body is made up of water. So if the water in your body is thrown off, it's definitely going to throw off the mental. So just think in terms as that is like an inner disturbance that's taking place. So when it's reversed like that, you need to look at some things. And then we got the eagle, one of my favorites. So the eagle, all right. When you look at the eagle, this is really teaching you about, well, I think for this experience, you need to start looking at opportunities. You can't really soar and seize opportunities if you can't really start to see them. And that's the where it all starts. So, um, and part of that could be because you're not flying high enough for my Virgos. You're not thinking big enough. You're not flying high enough because eagles love height. Okay. And sometimes the problem can be you're thinking too small, or you're zoned in to one specific detail. You got to think higher. Okay. You got to go higher with your thoughts. So I would think that's what the eagle is for you, for my Virgo. All right. Let's see. All right. For my Libra, we got three of disc upright. Three of disc upright. All right. And this is actually good. This is actually Mars. Martian energy. This is Mars. Normally would be in Capricorn, the disc, but this is actually Mars is actually in Gemini right now. So it's in air. So now you have taken back your mental power, which is good. Now you have these discs on your mind. That's good. You focus on the right thing right now, the right thing for you at this time at least. And you're actually working on the right thing for you. And this is where you begin to get awarded for doing so. This is awards given to you by the universe. You're getting more disc, which is always great. More uh resources coming your way. And this is where you have a very, very lucrative meeting. Okay, three of disc, very lucrative meeting that is actually in the making. So you could already had this meeting or is about to happen. And this is where you'll begin to really see those rewards. And for others of you, I don't see this as a lucrative means. Others of you, this is where you got to look at some repairs that need to take place. So this could be repairs to um, your conveyance house or anything that's broken right now. And this is where this repair leads to more disc. Okay, more disc that's coming in, so more resources. So this is repairs for the good. All right, and let's see what we get as far as the spirit animal. We get the goat. Okay, we get the goat, and because the theme is opportunities this week, uh, I like to look at this in terms of you necessarily you need to act from your wisdom. I see that the goat is all about wisdom, and this is where you got to activate your wisdom. Okay, that's right, that more the universe is coming with a lot of rewards for you. So you got to be ready to receive them, and you got to be able to use your wisdom to see them and activate it. So um, this is where you went through a period like of feeling um, misunderstood or even undervalued. And now because you put yourself in that predicament, you wasn't able to have self autonomy and be free and have that independence like the goats like. Goats like to climb and just go and be free. And when you deal with certain people that don't allow you to be who you really are, this is where you start to inflict bondage on yourself. So the relationships that you formed in the past, um, they weren't allowing you this freedom, and that's what you really need to tap back into that freedom. And that's when once you tap into that, then you'll start going back down that path of resources. So the rewards will come for you once you do that. Future Who says, have you talked about Cancer yet? Nope, we're going to get to Cancer. Let's look at the next sign is Scorpio. Scorpio, we got the Malik of Swords upright. This is one of my favorite. Not of the major arcana, but this is still one of my favorite. Um, Malik of Swords. Malik is the king. All right, this is the king. And for my Scorpios, you've been embodying this royal energy for some time now. And this is where and this actually can be the last deacon of Taurus and the first two deacons of Gemini. So this could be Sun, Moon, Horizon, Taurus, Gemini, is also dealing with, of course, Sun, Moon, Rising Scorpio. So right here we got the Malik of Swords upright. So the king is out in the field, and he has his bird, he has his falcon. Um, and this is where at this time for my Scorpios, you need to be more strategic and be more wise as well. Be more brave and bold with your thinking. Take risk. Okay. One thing that will help you in this all is to uh, tap into that Falcon energy, because you can be actually gifted right now by the universe with some oversight, because Falcons are looking over. So this you could be given some oversight. This could be in the job or in your community. You could be given insight. Okay, when it's looking down, you actually get to zone in and see, because Falcons can like change their eye lenses and see down into the situation. Or you could be given some foresight. You can see things from a broad perspective before they happen based off of your own research. So this is actually something that you're gifted with now. For my Scorpios, so let's see what we get. We get the snake. All right, we get the snake, and that's actually right up the Scorpio's alley. That's right up that Scorpio's alley. The snake embody the essence of the snake. All right. Um, this is where you need to tap into the ancient records because snakes hold ancient records of what took place in the universe. I should say on this planet. So you need to tap into that, and you also see the planet Neptune there as well. So you need to tap more into the mystic realm. Um, and for some of you, you need to look beyond what's actually on the surface because the situation might look a certain way, but you got to really see beyond that. Okay, use your higher sight. Use the sight that you actually just had from the um, League of Swords. All right, so you got to look with higher perspective at things because certain people or situations may not actually appear to be what it is. So, um, and there's also is an indicator of a transformation that's about to take place for you, Scorpio. So get prepared. For my Sagittarius, we got the Sultana upright. All right, Sultana, this is automatically dealing with motherhood, dealing with nurturing. So we dealing with some form of nurturing a child, or this could be nurturing a project. All right, and this is also where you need to take self-care because the Sultana, this is the consort of the Sultan, the emperor, also needs to take care of themselves because she takes care of so many different people. She takes care of all of the people in the kingdom or the empire rather. And you got to learn how to take care of yourself as well. So um, this is all about taking care of yourself. I'm picking up on. So I also, oh, okay, you get the wolf. So the wolf is going on that spiritual journey as a teacher. And this card is fitting for you, Sagittarius, because you are the sign of I teach. So um, this is also the sign of independence. Okay, independence, but also working together. So realizing that you're on a journey to become more of a spiritual teacher and also um, healing. Okay, so this is actually what you're embarking on now. All right, so it's really tapping into a more spiritually based life. Okay, and you could take that and whatever part resonates with you, then you'll see that. Sandy Burrow says, caring for my grandbaby and I'm tired. Yep, so that's the journey, the new journey that you're embarking on right now for my Sagittarius. So Capricorn, Three of Swords upright. All right, we got the Three of Swords upright, and this is dealing with heartache. You see those swords going through the heart. Swords represent mental energy. So if somebody is saying something or irking you, or you just disappointed overall, some form of corruption. So it could be some corrupt words being said that give you this heartache, causing that pain, some sort of corruption, or just don't want to let the old go and break away. Okay, as you can see, you got a sea of different things behind you. Okay, you got a lot of different options, but you're choosing to want to hold on to the old. Okay, so you got the Three of Swords upright, going right through the heart. All right, and let's see what we have for my Capricorn. We have the B. All right, we have the B. All right, and it's all about building structure. All right, so you see that pattern, sacred geometry takes place. This is building up your community or building with a community. Um, and when you build, you actually start to heal and work on yourself, and this is where alchemy takes place. So you're going through a transformation of learning how to build something for others, because others need you, and when you focus on your problems, you can get in a rut. So I would build and help others, of course focus on your problems, but when you help others, it gives that alchemy where it seems like your problem disappear. So that's something for my Capricorn to consider. For my Aquarius, we have the Nine of Cups upright. All right, so what's going on for my Aquarius? We have Jupiter and Pisces is what this card represents, but we know that Jupiter is retrograde in Aries. So this is dealing with self-fulfillment because Aries is all about self. This is again all sun, moon, horizon. Right now, my card is about to step into some material success. Okay, so get ready for that. Everything that you desire is in front of you, or in this case, behind you. The cups are there. They empty. They're just waiting to be filled. Okay, you have to do your part and fill them. You have the cups, you have the resources. You just have to fill them. All right, peace and love, Sharon Williams. So that's for my Aquarius. Let's see what we get for. Oh, we get the owl. Okay, for my Aquarius, you get the owl, and this is where you need to tap into your inner teacher. Okay, the owl is a great teacher, great mystic teacher of the night, and you got to use your energy wisely. You got to use your time wisely. So this is dealing with a night owl. You staying up late. What are you doing? Researching. You going down a rabbit hole of a tunnel of all these different things that you're clicking on, and you're not really gaining anything from it or being useful with it. So you got to use your time wisely. All right. So you got to also remember that you have to use your knowledge carefully, because one thing about owls, they have an ability to see through the BS in the night, and this is actually where they're considered a wise bird or the symbol for wisdom. And sometimes you can share information, but it's not just about sharing information. The information that you share, you have to remember that when other people are receiving it, they're receiving, you're speaking to that aura, you're speaking to their existence. So you raise frequencies through speech, and that's something that the owl teaches you. For my Aquarius, for my Pisces, we got the world upright. I love this card for my Pisces. Um, Actually, that's one of my favorite cards of this spread so far. Um, I love this, the world. My Pisces been through a lot. Now you're actually dancing on the world, actually able to control all forces of nature. So all of the fixed signs, representing all of the fixed elements and the cardinal directions, you're able to control them at this time. This is Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, so still learning how to set up boundaries. But this is dealing with achievement. You see that she's dancing. This is dealing with increase. This is dealing with success in all areas of your life. That's what these four categories represent. And I just love this card for you for my Pisces. Um, you get that you get the pig. All right, I know you shouldn't, be consuming the pig, but think of it like this: the pig was put here for a reason. And so for all my Pisces, sun, moon, horizon who dealing with the pig aspect, you have to tap into the pig energy. What energy do they bring? They help to take out all of the trash of the universe, or the planet, I should say. um how do they do that? They chew on the things, they eat the things that is filthy. Okay, so you as spiritual teachers, you as spiritual beings have to help take out this, the trash. Okay, and this could be in the form of land, this could be in the form of people. Um, and the reason why you're doing this is to help protect, okay, and help to create balance by removing some of this toxic waste. So for my Aries, you get the Ace of Wands. You get the root of fire, the energy, the source. Okay, you tap into the source this week, and this is all about a birth. Okay, you get that fire, man's red fire. You get creation. Okay, once you get that foundation or the root, get that wand, you're able to create. And with that, this is where you develop more passion. Fire also represents passion. You get the root of that wand. So this is an exciting time for my Aries. You get a project that you've been working on. Now is about to start to flourish. You could be at a new job, or even relationship, or just a new journey in general. So now you're starting to develop more fire behind it. Um, and at this time, you could be surrounded by paperwork or a project with all this fire, and you definitely want to put it to use. Um, you get the kangaroo. I like this card for you, Aries. Get the kangaroo, and this is great because the kangaroo are peaceful warriors. I know you see videos of them fighting a lot. they're great boxers and things like that, but they're also peaceful warriors, and they help to control the ley lines. So this is something that you can embody for my Aries. Tap into the ley lines to help make things better. You see this crystal behind the kangaroo? This is all about, this is the Lemurian sea crystal, and a lot of you are Lemurians. Um, you are of that bloodline, and kangaroos contain some of the information and wisdom that was put into these crystals. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can tap into the Lemurian crystals to get more knowledge of the universe and this planet. And one thing also, kangaroos come from a higher aspect of Mars. So of course they know how to fight, they know how to defend and protect, but they also tap into that wisdom. So Aries, you know how to fight. That's your forte. Uh, that's your avenue. But knowing when to fight is also important, and what you're fighting with. Okay, your tools or instruments you're fighting. You see that crystal that represents information, wisdom, and knowledge from a higher dimension. So that's for my Aries this week. For my Taurus, you get the lovers. My Taurus, you get the lovers. So we're dealing with a union right off the back. We're dealing with some form of attachment. You're dealing with some form of you becoming whole or stepping into wholeness, which is great. Commitment, which is great. And as you can see, you now are able to, well, this is actually choices that need to be made as well, because you're dealing with two or more people at the same time, or for some of you, dealing with two or more groups or organizations at the same time. So trying to balance all that energy can be tough when you get this Lover's card upright. But it's also harmony, trying to bring two opposite mindsets together. And that's what this Libra cycle is about to bring as well. So for my Taurus, you get the elephant. Taurus, you get the elephant, and this is fitting because you've been trying to balance two opposing views. You're going to need to tap into this playful nature of the elephant. Elephants know all about playing, and elephants are the ones who hold the blueprint for the kindred or the family. They are the ones who hold the blueprint for matriarchal principles. Um, and they're masters of knowing the importance of playing and how to play and when to play and lighten the load. So it helps you keep a high frequency when you remember to play. And this is what the elephant is reminding you of, having that playful nature when to have fun. So have more fun this week. Be more receptive. That's what the feminine energy is for my Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, for my Gemini, we have 10 of disc upright. All right, so this is 10 of disc upright, and this is the theme opportunity. And I think that for my Gemini, you guys are about to come into a lot of opportunity. You see all of those discs up there. You see the Moorish architecture here. You see it's just fruitful all around. And for my Gemini, this is actually Venus in Virgo, and it's actually there now. So this is where you're gonna be tapping into some wealth, um, riches versus wealth, or both. Um, some type of inheritance. So get ready. This is some type of inheritance that's coming. Kia woman says gratitude. Oh yeah, no problem. This is some type of inheritance coming. All of those discs at the top. This is great for my Gemini. And for some of you, you're going to be concerned about your loved ones, or concerned about like grandparents. You see that all the way in the back. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's people in the back. Don't forget about your loved ones. Don't forget about your uh, grandparents and your elders. Okay, they're all the way in the back. They're just watching you, and they have this inheritance, this estate. You better come up on it. So very good for my Geminis. Don't forget about all of us when you make it to the top. Share some with us. And this brings the question really going back to how you handle these opportunities that come your way. You get the badger. You get the badger, okay, and the badger, the honey badger, is all about the kindred structure, the family structure. So that's something that you are going to be looking at this time. All those discs. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to share with all the zodiac signs. So for all my Geminis, You heard it from all of us. Um, you're gonna have to share with us. You about to come into some real good fortune. Um, Now for my Cancer, we got Seven of Cups reverse. Seven of Cups reverse. So automatically it's telling me right here, this is Venus and Scorpio dealing with your desires, but we know that Venus is in Virgo. And this is dealing with wealth or thinking about wealth. This is thinking about inheritance as well, your desires. But for some reason, you guys are procrastinating. Okay. It's something that's causing you to uh procrastinate, waste time, and this is the illusions of success. So all the things in front of you you desire, but it's like you don't want to do the work behind it for some reason, or it's just escaping you. And then that's not actually helping your situation because you're just longing for these things. Oh, but you do get the tiger that's popping up. The tiger, all right, that's one of my favorites as well. The tiger, and one thing interesting about the tiger is that no two tigers have the same stripes, so this is actually good for you. You got to remember that you're unique, because I think when you get in this mode of looking at what you don't have and what everybody else have, this tiger comes to remind you that no, you're unique as well. You got to focus on what you have and what you bring to the table. And that's something that uh, you have for a reason. Okay. And this is where you need to learn how to do things on your own timing. Okay. Not relying or expecting others. This is where you're doing it on your own. Tigers live by themselves. And they're able to still dominate and mark their territory. So that's something that you can embody this week for my cancers. Sun, moon, and rising. And for my Leo, sun, moon, and rising, another one coming into some fortune. We got nine of this upright. This is another one that's gonna have to share with us, everybody. Sandy Burwell, I see him too. They're gonna have to share with us. It's another one. Okay, and we have here nine of this upright, and this is prosperity, this is fortune, this is gain, this is increase, this is all of those things as well. You're talking about material gain, and for those of you who are self-employed, this is more abundance coming your way. Uh, or even starting your own if you're not currently self-employed. This could be you starting your own business or whatever it is, and things are going to go out in your favor. This is like when you start something and then all roads open up. It just seems like everything going in your favor. It's actually taking place, and this is what you get. You get the donkey in turn. Now, donkeys wasn't always indebted to humanity, or humans, I should say. They was at once roaming free, and then they became the burden of beasts to help us carry heavy loads. Now, donkeys, this is the same thing. Okay, this is what you are currently experiencing or have experienced. For my Leos, you feel like you've been having to carry the load, and it's like you're going through this test or trial. And this test or trial is to actually challenge you to produce more patience and produce more um, diligence and more courage and persistence. So you might look at these tests as things that are a little challenges, but look at them as if you were to be self-employed and work on your own things, and have your own, then you're going to go through a lot of these different challenges. So it's only to prepare you for something bigger. So look at it like that. So I hope this was able to help you all and you take something from it and be able to use it. This is what you're going to be having this week, a whole bunch of opportunities getting prepared for next week. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Sandy Burwell says, I'm grateful that none of us got the what's going on question this week. Congratulations, Gemini and Leo. That's right. Nobody got that this week. So congratulations, Gemini and Leo. Don't forget about all of us at the top. And you guys going to be enjoying uh, what's about to come next week. So high frequency 1111 says that's me. I'm getting ready to go and watch it again. Yep, that's you. So don't forget about all of us. Peace of love, Nubian Queen Show. Don't forget about all of us on your way to the top. Nobody got the what's going on this week, so that's good. Everybody's carrying out their task, and you guys got to remember that all of the opportunities going to be around. You just got to see them this week. Especially for my Gemini and Leo. And you guys, again, enjoy the rest of your day and your week. We will see you all in the next live. We're going to be talking about the Chicago act or whatever, and other stuff as well. And we're going to get you guys more information what's going on. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and much love. Congratulations, collective, says Sandy Burwell. I agree. Keep it up. Keep up the great work. All right. Peace and much love. A hailing.